Hey everyone, so I am 27 weeks yesterday and it has been a rough couple of 3 days. If you guys follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I posted a picture of me with an IV and I can't even believe that I was able to take that picture. I could not even open my eyes. And if anyone suffers from like real severe migraines, I haven't had one in a couple of years, but on Saturday morning I started seeing, I call them like water snakes, where your eyes get like water snakes, and then spots of vision started disappearing. I couldn't see. I was like, had the worst headache of my life, and so I just rested all day in the dark with like ice on my face, ice on my head. They had told me last time to like come into emergency if that happens, but there was like no way I was getting up. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna wait this out. Like my migraines usually last a couple of days. And then on Sunday, my husband took all the kids to church and he was like, just stay home and rest. And I thought I was feeling better, and then around noon, I started seeing the water snakes again and my eyes started getting like the vision disappearing, which usually once my migraines stop, they don't start back at the beginning again. And I just like started like throwing up. I was like shaking like a crazy person. I was like this, like I was like in bed, like shaking, convulsing. My neck started getting like super stiff, like, and like hurting really bad. So I started getting like scared. I was like, oh my gosh, like am I dying? Like what is it going on? So it's so funny and it's such a dumb thing, like, but okay, so I was thinking, do I call 911 because I was home by myself? I was like, do I call 911? And then I thought, oh my gosh, what if I'm not dying? Then an ambulance is going to cost so much money. And I know people are going to be like, oh, well, you know, like, who cares about money at that point? But I mean, that's something that you think about. And then I'm like shaking, and then I'm like, I started sweating like and I never sweat. So all of a sudden I was like drenched in sweat. I'm shaking and I can't stop. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to drive to the hospital. Bad idea. If your vision is not good, do not drive. Okay, this was a bad decision on my part. So I drove to the emergency room, and by the time I got to emergency, I couldn't even talk. And I was like shaking. I was like, oh my gosh, they probably think that I'm a crackhead because, okay, I hadn't showered in like 3 days. My hair was like all over the place. I was like, who knows what I look like? I look like a crazy person, and I couldn't open my eyes because like the lights were like bothering me. So I walk in and I'm shaking and I'm like, I'm pregnant, my head hurts, and they're just like, okay. And I was like, oh, well, the doctor told me to come in if I have a headache. And so I got into the emergency room, and it's so funny because I have always said I don't understand why people in labor are like mean to doctors or anything. But I think I was a little bit mean to the nurse because, okay, so the first nurse took my vitals and stuff like that and she forgot to write them down or something. So another nurse came in and was asking me all the exact same questions, and I just like, I thought my brain was exploding, and I was just like, oh my goodness, like didn't someone just ask me this? And I don't even know what the nurse looked like because I couldn't open my eyes. So they put an IV in and then they gave me some meds, and I was really scared because I don't like taking any kind of medication while I'm pregnant. And he said that he was giving me a narcotic, and I was like, are you sure this is safe for the baby? And he's like, the stress you're under is worse for the baby than any medicine I'm gonna give you. This is like fine for the baby. And I was like freaking out because I was like, I don't want to have any drugs in my system. And so anyways, I was there for like 5 to 6 hours. And they're like, you can't drive because if you get pulled over, like you'll get charged with a DUI because you have narcotics in your system, blah blah. So I thought that the medicine was going to make me feel better, and I still have a pretty bad headache today. It's significantly better than yesterday. But when I got home from the hospital, my husband came in, picked me up, and we left the car there. When I got home, I started throwing, as soon as we opened the door, I started throwing up again. And my body just feels gross. Like, I just like feel so gross. So anyways, I guess that's not really a 27-week update. But so today I had like a regular prenatal checkup. My doctor this time is like the sweetest, nicest, doctor. I just want to hug her every time I see her. If you guys followed my last pregnancy, I had like bad doctors all the way. This doctor is like so sweet and so nice, and so I went in and she was like, you know, I'm really sorry that you went through this, and we just had a really good talk. She checked everything, made sure everything was good and healthy, and I have to do my glucose test soon, which is like bleh. I don't know if you guys ever taken that drink. They say it tastes like orange soda. It is a lie. And then she's making me do a 24-hour urine collection thing too. So you have this like pan you put on the toilet, you pee in it, you dump it in a jug, and then you got to put the jug on ice because your pee has to stay cold. So you got to do that for like 24 hours. I don't remember why I'm doing that, but so I got to do that, get blood tests, and then get my glucose test sometime this week. So that is my update, I guess. I feel like I can't remember past the last 3 days. But I do feel like my belly's getting bigger. I definitely feel kind of uncomfortable. So anyways, that's me at 27 weeks. I don't know what else to say. I still feel like really out of it and yucky and headachy and throw uppy. So I actually think I'm gonna go lie down, but I hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.